Hi, I'm Jude Hotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. I'm going to share the chart with you and do the astrology. This is the Light Goddess Astrology Daily for May 24th, 2022. And I'll pull some cards. So sharing the astrology with you today, the sun's at 2 degrees in Gemini. Gemini is at 29 degrees. Let me just change this. This is not right. There we go. Okay. The sun's at 2 degrees Gemini, and Mercury is at 29 degrees Taurus. So it moved back into Taurus. So Mercury's at this degree of the Pleiadians. It's that Pleiadian energy conjunct Eros, which is about the passion and creativity and the eroticness of life, which is, we don't have to associate it sexually, just the eroticness of the wind, the breeze, being like really connected energetically to being embodied, living life, and the romance of life, the soul of life. And so Mercury is getting all of the information about what is disconnected there, what is not working, not functioning, what's in our way, what's limiting us, where we feel blocked. And the sun is in that Gemini energy, so it's very much about curiosity, playful, it's a youthful vibe. It's very much about awe and inspiration and many ideas and inspired and conversational and chatty, and it's moving towards Black Moon Lilith. She's about massive death and rebirth and transformation, about where people have we've given our power away to others and they've given their power away to us. And she's in the sign of Gemini. So we've given our truth, what is our truth and our authority, away to other people, whether it's a so-called authority because they're a scientist, or they make 100K, or they make $1 million, or they have a PhD, or they are a doctor, or they have some prescribed projected authority, but that's not really the truth. The truth is that you are the authority of you. You are the highest authority of you. You're the only one that matters. You're the first and the last, alpha and omega. You need to be your own authority. And so if you are living someone else's ideas and living that as your truth, it's something, a place to really go in. And that's why Black Moon Lilith is here, because she's helping us to really dismantle all these places within ourselves where we let somebody else's truth be our story and narrative to live in, and the rules that we live in, our rule book. And we let society be our rule book. Society shouldn't be your rule book. Like, who made those rules? Were they consciously made? Were they chosen with women not being suppressed in mind, or with the dominator culture or patriarchy? What was the lens that those rules were made through? So important to look at that. And we have this square from the moon today, in Pisces, moving. This is still on Monday. Ugh. I'm moving it by the hour, that's why. Sorry, bear with me, guys. So this is for Tuesday. I do these in advance, so not that much in advance, just hours, but so anyways, everything still goes, but the moon is at the last degrees of Pisces and conjuncting Neptune, so it's getting this spiritual understanding of what is about soul and faith, and like what we want to understand emotionally about our soul mission, about our connection to the divine and to great spirit, and the divine goddess, this energy. And so the moon is definitely shining the south node and helping us to release that suppressed emotional psychodynamic psychodramas. We want to look at that. Mars is at the last degree of Pisces, so this can be a really tricky degree. It can be a lot churning up, like wanting to give up, wanting to not believe in the good, wanting to like just being very disillusioned and in the like Neptunian fog, and just not wanting to really do something that matters. And that's okay. That's the energy of the times, but it's like, how can you use that understanding of that energy, that it's subconscious material, repressed material from the south node that wants to be worked with and shed and released and to be healed and mended. So that's coming up for that reason. Mars is going to be in this conjunction with the moon at 0 degrees Aries. Mars will be at 0 degrees Aries, and Jupiter already at 2 degrees Aries. And so this is going to be really powerful this week, where we have this Mars, Moon, Jupiter conjunction. And it's this, Jupiter's been helping us to rewrite the new story in Aries. So Jupiter in Aries is a new story, the new adventure, the new exploration about life and what matters to us, what we want our life to be. And with Black Moon Lilith here helping us to get rid of any untruths about our day-to-day world at 11 degrees, our routines, our health, our body, any of these, you know, illusions, people trying to control us, like thinking that these false authorities are what we should do and how we should live and what we should live by. You know, one of a great example is like Malcolm Gladwell's book that has that 10,000 hours thing in it, that you're only an expert if you've done 10,000 hours. That's not true. There's people who have had lifetime after lifetime, so they come out as a piano virtuoso at 3 years old. There's people who are just very quick, or they're channeling, and it's all based on your channel, what you do. It's not based on how many times you've done something. I mean, yes, time in and experience and life lived is so valuable. It's very important to have that experience. Experience is part of wisdom, not just knowledge alone. But with that said, it's not true that you have to do 10,000 hours. So we could easily take his book, he's a scientist, he's done this, and say that, oh, this is the gospel, but it's not gospel. And it can really, like, this is a great example of living by somebody else's perpetration of truth. You have to live by your own truth and what's true for you and how you experience life and what you want life to even be. You get to decide on how you want life to be, because your brain will show you the evidence of that being true. Whatever story you create for your life, your brain will find all the evidence that that's true. So we want to tell the story that we actually want to live. We want to stop living by other people's stories. We want to stop being subservient to other people's authorities and, you know, false authority. It's not true authority. Nobody has authority over you. They just don't. It's not true. Nobody, not a police officer, not anybody has authority over you. There are societal rules that you may choose. You have a choice to live by so that there's not certain repercussions that you do or don't want to deal with. But nobody is an authority over you. You are your own authority in this life. You are your own empowered, powerful being, soul that came here to do something amazing. And you can write the story of how you want to live your life and what life is, and connect with only the people that really are living that way and that really feed your light and your soul. And with Uranus in this like dead, you know, exact semi-sextile to Chiron, it is very much this energy of you know, they like Uranus can't see Chiron and Chiron can't see Uranus. It's like they're blind to each other. It's like there's some friction to the way we want our identity to be, or the way we thought, you know, our identity was to be sold, the way we defined life before. And Uranus saying, no, we're redoing the earth here. Like, we're mixing it up. This is lightning. This is unpredictable. We're not doing the old ways, the old patterns anymore. And if you're doing that, prepare to get the lightning and the shocks and the earthquakes and the usurp, you know, like really have everything being mixed up underneath your feet while you're standing there. And then with Jupiter being in a semi-square to Uranus, it's very much this challenge of writing a new story that's original, unique, ingenious, that's individual, that comes from your own individuality, your own rare avis. And there's some challenge to that because we're in these old patterns, we're under these conditionings that we have to dismantle within our psyche and our heart, of the way we think we should live, of who's our authority and what rules we've been living by, and other people's opinions and truths that are not our own and that we haven't even questioned, that we haven't ever even looked at. And so we have to look at the North Node and realize that we just build one step at a time in our spiritual business, divine feminine spiritual entrepreneurship. That's what the Light Goddess is all about. And we just build one step at a time and keep going. What feeds your light? What feeds your soul? I'm going to pull cards for us now. So these energies, like Pluto has this trine all week to the Sun and to Mercury and Eros, and so it's really just helping us to on the last week of this eclipse cycle to get rid of the things that need to go, purge what just no longer serves us, that's not in our highest alignment, that's not making us joyful, that's not part of the story that we want to live. That's not part of like moving forward with our life and doing what we want to do with our life. So we have to realize that we get to do what we want to do and live it and just go through the experiences of that. So we have out to sea and protection. So there's not enough self-nourishment going on. not enough sleep, or maybe you need more sleep. There's not enough, you have to self-nourish proportional to how much work you're expecting of yourself and how much accomplishment you're expecting of yourself. So are you giving yourself the salt baths, the flowers, the walks in the woods, the grounding, the dancing, music playing, meditation, quiet time, journaling time, all the things that the feminine needs, candles, ceremony, you know, what are you needing? A really healthy, amazing meal, you know, all that glitters and protection. So there's things that you think are amazing for you and you've got the rose colored glasses on and they're not. And maybe it's because like, oh, it's free and I'm getting it for free and I don't know where I can pay for it anywhere else and I really need it. And so we just keep doing it for years and years and years. And then it ends up being really realizing later it kept you in a very disempowered place and never let you step into your empowerment. And it appeased the situation. It maybe placated something, provided something, but it's like what you got out of it was very disproportionate to what actually you needed and what would have served your soul and your evolution and your growth, and it kept you down in reality. So don't really, so look at like the way you look at money or free things or people saying they'll do something to you, it might not be worth it actually what all is involved in that, and that it just doesn't really not a vibe match, and it might be a lot more trouble than it's worth. Co-create, so it's asking us to co-create with spirit, to realize that we're not alone in it, and to realize that we actually get to speak with spirit and to put our intentions into place and to make that intention real by going forward with that focus. Focusing to fruition on that intention, but set that intention down, you know, set it into place. This is what I intend. This is what I'm creating today. And bam, go forward with spirit and have that conversation with blessed and protection. So it's saying that we're not honoring how blessed we are in all of the gifts. And by not honoring it, meaning that we're doing ourselves a disservice because we're not having the experience of feeling blessed when we're not able to see all the blessings all around us. And so it's like, no matter if you're on the street, on the sidewalk and it's raining and you know you just wrecked your car or something and you're standing on the corner and you're like, okay, that happened, and you're in a new city, you know, it's like, how are you blessed? You know, were you not like maimed, and you know, were you able to get a rental, and were you in the only city that has like monthly rentals, and then were you, you know, able to you know, have a place to live, and so you're fine. It's just this car snafu you have to deal with. So how are you blessed even when the challenging things happen? Deep knowing. So really being in this place of intimacy with your channel, with your intuition and your knowledge that's for you, that is just this deep knowing inside of what's right for you and what's not, and what your heart is asking for you, asking for you to do, for you to say, that is giving you messages from the divine right now, that you have a deep divine feminine knowing inside of you that no one can take away, that no one can usurp. So chop wood and protection, that there is a bit of needing to just do the things and to just get some of the tasks done that need done in your business, in your life, and to not let them be on the back burner. So like make those emails of everything you've been putting on the back burner, it like needs to happen, needs to get done. So we're really getting that message that it's time to not keep putting them off. We have Primavera, and so it's a springtime energy and it's a renewal energy. And so it's really being in the new story. It's about potential. It's launching and actualizing who you want to be, your true self, the new life, the butterflies, like the transformed woman, the empowered woman, and being in that beautiful space of who you really are. Amelie, she who questions, curiosity, destiny, search. So she's on the search for really understanding herself, what she truly wants, who she truly is, that she's not like anyone else, that how to connect to her destiny, how to connect to your sacred calling from the inside out, not because someone told you to or gave it to you on the outside, but from the inside place. Renee, she who hopes, it's love, hope, relationships. There's a frog underneath. So it's like letting go of the hope for relationships and really just being super clear. This is what I want, this is what I don't want. And letting the other person be clear, and then just letting it not making it mean anything about what people want and don't want. Don't make it mean something bad about you. Allow yourself, don't judge yourself for not wanting something in somebody else, and just knowing what you deserve and what you're worth and not taking anything less. And so it's really being out of that hope and fantasy is really important with love, because it doesn't serve you. It's just this longing place that is really miserable. So it's letting go of that and like releasing it. We can really do an emotional release, the breath release technique that I teach in the Light Goddess or Alchemical Goddess, my coaching program. So she who dreams, Istra, escape, dreams, fantasy. So it's really this Pisces vibe of dreaming, but it can be too much escapism where you're just lost in hollow emotions and old toxic emotional patterns and not really living life. And so it's like the dream should be the dreams that you're taking action on, that feel good, that light you up and make you happy. The ones that are escapism and hoping, that's the energy to let go of and cut away from this week. Cut away from that energy. It is not helpful at all in any way. Aceless, she who grants wishes. So it's just realizing that there's so much magic that we can create when we're co-creating with spirit, when we're setting intentions, when we're being very clear, and we're doing our healing work and aligned with our spiritual destiny. When we're aligned with our spiritual journey, then the magic can come in. When we're misaligned, that's when we just keep hitting walls, or we need to do some healing. So I hope this video served you. Please like this video. That'll help more women find it. Really appreciate you being here so much. I'm so glad you're here. I hope this served you and it's super fun. I do daily card readings only on my Instagram, and you can find all the links there really easily. It's at Peace Hotep, or the links are down below for the Light Goddess Sisterhood. Or if you'd like to book an astrology reading with me, you can do that at thegoddessastrologer.com. I also have a coaching program where we use your chart, and you get to stay in massive transformation week after week, and then get to know your beautiful soul through the map of your soul. Sending you so much love. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.